Hi, my name is Hannah, and this is my video on the loanable funds model, which shows how interest rates are determined by borrowers and savers in the market, or in other words, by the supply and demand for funds in the market. So the supply of loanable funds comes from savers, which is like households and some businesses, and it increases when people save more, and it is positively related to the interest rate. So if there's higher interest, then it's more saving in the market, and the demand for loanable funds comes from borrowers, and it decreases as interest rates rise because borrowing becomes more expensive. The interest rate is determined where the supply of loanable funds equals the demand, which means that the interest market is in equilibrium. For example, in 2021, Ghana sold $3 billion in Eurobonds to finance its budget deficits and develop infrastructure. And these are essentially just big loans that the government promises to repay with interest. So in April 2021, Ghana's 7-year loan had an interest rate or a yield of about 7.9%. And then by December of 2021, the rate went up to around 11.6%, which is an increase of 3.7 percentage points, which is pretty significant. It's pretty big. Why did this happen? So the government demand increased, which Ghana's government borrowed really heavily from global investors, and then this increased the demand for loanable funds in the market, which caused the demand curve to shift right. In the loanable funds model, when demand for loans goes up, then the interest rate also goes up. Investors and global investors, they saw more risk in lending to Ghana because the country already owed a lot of money, so they wanted a higher return, which is a higher interest rate. And higher interest rates can hurt private businesses too, because now they have to compete with the government to borrow money, and it ends up being more expensive, which is the crowding out effect, where the government borrowing reduces private investment ability. And that is my loanable funds model video. Thank you.